Do I like Gundam? No, not really. No, I love Gundam. I've loved Gundam for ever in my otaku life. As you guys would remember from my timeline video, Gundam was one of the very first series that I got into as an anime. Gundam Wing, to be exact. I've always kind of liked the giant fighting robots, I think due to the Power Ranger thing from when I was a kid. So getting into Gundam was relatively natural for me. I also liked Zoids before I became an otaku. And that was about giant fighting robots as well. But so getting into Gundam was a really natural step for me to take. And I watched Endless Waltz first, and then I bought the Gundam Wing series, and I watched Gundam Wing all the way through, and have loved it ever since. My favorite Gundam is actually on the cover of Gundam Wing Volume 7, and that would be the Epion Gundam. The Epion Gundam is just so pretty. It's red and it has a cool whip thing and a cool light sword, and I forget what they call them. And it's just so cool. It's got the Zero system, which makes it even more awesome. But yeah, no, Gundam Wing is no longer my favorite Gundam series. My favorite Gundam series, which I don't own anything of, is Gundam 00. Gundam Wing, compared to a lot of the other Gundams, is very, very political, which I do enjoy. And it was my favorite Gundam series throughout all the Gundam series that I've ever seen, until I saw Gundam 00. And Gundam 00 has just such a more kind of intimate storyline. It's political, but at the same time there's a lot of religious stuff about it too, and I think that that's just really kind of cool. And so Gundam 00 is amazing, and I can't wait to finish it. It's not all out on DVD yet, so I can't watch the rest of it until it comes out on Netflix in July. But it's amazing. It's so good. I can't wait to actually purchase the DVDs for it. You know, the characters are really cool, all of them. I love all of the Gundam pilots. You know, you got Setsuna and Lock-On and Alleluia and Irie. No, that's not. That's the doctor from When They Cry. The other one that I can never remember the name of. I know he's played by Sam Vincent in the dub. And I know what he looks like, and I know who he is, I just can't think of his name. Name right here. God. Anyway, but yeah, it's a really great story. And the only thing is, the reason why those Gundams aren't my favorite, none of them really stand out. They're all very plain, in my opinion. Plain looking. The only thing that makes them cool is the G4 particles that fly out of them, so they're sparkly when they fly. But other than that, you know, they're not as imaginative as the Gundam Wing Gundams. So I'd have to say that the Epion Gundam is my favorite, the one from Gundam Wing, and then my favorite Gundam series is 00. My least favorite Gundam series, if we count SD Gundam Force, would probably be SD Gundam Force. But if we're not counting SD Gundam Force, which I don't like to acknowledge that existence, I think it's cute, but I don't necessarily think of it as kind of part of the Gundam universe, because it's the Gundams, all the different Gundams for all the different series, but they're like little baby things, you know, like the whole chibi-fied thing, and that's, yeah, I'm sure Kay will show you Zaku took over my channel, or at least tried to. Anyway, my least favorite Gundam series, I'd have to say, is G Gundam, because it's more about the pointless fighting than it is about the actual basis storyline of war. And even though I don't like war, at the same time, it's a very good thing to use to tell a story. And especially with Gundam, because in Gundam you never really know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. Like in Gundam Wing, people switch sides all the time, and in Gundam 00, technically the Gundams are the bad guys throughout most of it. You know, it's I mean, they're not bad guys, but from the point of view that you're introduced to the Gundams, you're supposed to think they're the antagonists, but really they're the protagonists. It's really weird the way they do it. And it just creates this really gray area where it isn't set good guy, set bad guy, let's defeat the bad guy and win this war. It's different sides. And it kind of depends on how they set the story for each individual as to how they follow that story. And you know, I know some people who never cheer on the Gundam pilots. Like in Gundam Wing, I know some people who are actually on Treize's side, which is weird, even though I like Treize. But anyway, I don't know, it's a really cool story, but I don't have any of my figurines anymore. I don't have any of my models anymore. I don't know where they all went. They're all packed away somewhere. But I used to have all of the ones from Gundam Wing, except for Epion, which is the ironic part of my life. Irony. But anyway. So yeah, I like Gundam a little bit.